This is the School Success Podcast, a podcast for school leaders to learn from other school leaders what's working and what's not, and to get inspiration and encouragement, as well as strategies to grow school enrollment, connect with families, retain teachers, recruit teachers, and everything in between. You guys are heroes, and I cannot thank you enough for pouring into this next generation that's coming behind us. My goal is you will take at least one thing away from every episode that you can take back to your school to make it better than it is right now. Please enjoy the School Success Podcast. Hey, School Success Makers, and welcome to another episode of the School Success Podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Slater, and I'm joined by, again, yours truly, Mitchell Slater, for episode 3 of our mini-series that we're doing. And if you weren't aware that we were doing a mini-series, we got 2 more before this that you guys can go back and listen to on the last 2 Mondays. The first one was just going over some simple things that you guys can do to your website to get it ready for the fall semester. I know you're like, okay, Mitchell, we're in first quarter. But hey, it's going to be here before you know it. So some different things you guys can update and change to your website. Episode 2 from last week was about setting up your website with we like to call it a funnel in the marketing world, where there's a way of like giving somebody something for free when they get to your website. And you have pre-built campaigns of emails, text messages that get sent out to them after they've downloaded the ebook and everything. So once you kind of have that built, you have a really good base. And once you have this base, now you got to market it. You got to get people to come to your school and find you. Because what I see a lot of schools doing, businesses too, but specifically schools, is they'll spend money on digital ads on Facebook or Google ads, or they'll pay for paper ads in like a local magazine or a newspaper. And what I see happening all the time is you don't really have a great website. You don't have a way to convert these people into new families and new students because you haven't put any focus on that one. And so they just kind of fall through the cracks and you're kind of throwing money away. So what we want is that website, that funnel to be built. You have this infrastructure and now let's market it. This is what we have all our school clients go through and go do. We want them to have that base, because if we start doing marketing, you got to have a way to manage all those leads that are coming in. And that's what that base, that's what that infrastructure is going to do. So for today, for marketing, what we've created, we want to specifically talk about SEO. And this one can get really technical really fast, so I will try and keep it fairly basic for you guys. And there's people you can find to do this. Of course, we do this as a service for our clients to make sure that they rank. And just what SEO stands for is search engine optimization. And in simple terms, it's just the work that goes into your website to help it rank for keywords. So when somebody is searching for private school, Austin, Texas, or small school, Austin, Texas, or whatever, any of those type of keywords that I'm sure you have searched for before, you want to make sure your school's website is showing up so that people will find you. And you know that these families, specifically come the spring and now in the summer, they're looking, hey, where do I want to send my student? Where do I want to send my kid? And if they just moved into the area, they're really for sure going to be going into Google and searching for whatever it is they're looking for in that area. And you want to make sure that your school is showing up in those spaces. And it's, a little bit easier said than done for a lot of that, but this is why we want to make sure your website is built in a way that's going to be ready to receive those leads. Because if you put money and time into ranking, you want to make sure that they're finding a good spot when they get in there. And so some of the things that you guys can do, some simple things that you can do, is you can focus on Google My Business, which is now called Google Business Profile. And this is where you guys have Google reviews, you have pictures of your school, the address, the phone number. You've probably seen it when you look for restaurants in your area. You have a Google account. And if you don't have one for your school, you need to make one today. It's completely free to do that. And that's going to help you show up in that local search. When people are local to the area they're searching in, where they pop up that rating. So ask your students, ask your families, leave us a review. You want to kind of grow that Google rating up so that you look really, really good when these parents are looking for a place to send their student to. So focus on that Google page, get that built out a little bit. Again, it's completely free. If you get stuck along the way, of course, reach out to us. And then the other one is I want you guys to focus on getting consistent content on your website. This is gonna be one of the simplest things you can do to help with ranking. So maybe you have a writer in your school, maybe you have some of the students you can assign this to for a special assignment. But if you guys could have like once a week a blog that goes out about education and how you guys are different and how you solve problems for these families, if you could have at least a 500 word minimum blog that goes out on your website once a week, even once a month, bare minimum, but like something consistent content that's going out on your website, that will help you over time rank. There's a lot of technical stuff that goes in the background that, again, I won't dive into. I'm just trying to give you guys some simple, actionable things that you can do for your school. And a lot of times you can give it to a student to help for maybe some extra credit or something they can do for a degree they're wanting to go for one day if they're a copywriter. There's a lot of potential here. So I want you guys to either do that internally with an admin staff or have a student maybe help you, but put consistent content out there. Focus on the Google profile, Google business profile, because it's free and it's a way to get consistent content out there. So hopefully people are going to find your site before they find your competitors. If you guys get stuck along the way, of course, let us know. You can check us out online, schoolsuccessmakers.com. That's schoolsuccessmakers.com, or you can join our private Facebook group called School Success Makers. That's School Success Makers on Facebook. I'm personally in there. I'd love to see you in there as well. We got some really cool things we're going to launch here in the next few months that I'm super stoked to share with you guys. So stay tuned for that. We'll be here for sure next week with another mini episode. So we will see you then on the School Success Podcast. We'll see you then.